It is time to begin our adventure together. This will be an epic adventure the likes of which you, your kind, have never seen before. I will show you a world. Shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under on a magic carpet ride. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feelings, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through a magic diamond sky. It's a whole new world. A dazzling place you've never known. This won't rhyme now. But when you're way up here, it's crystal clear. Now you're in a whole new world with me. A whole new world! Don't you dare close your eyes! Or I will sew them open! Yes. Okay. That's a good looking thumbnail. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. Hello everyone and welcome to the Very Old Productivity live stream. I am your host, the most roadless you've ever met. That means the sound is working. The most roadless you've ever met. Alright, so today I don't exactly know what I'm going to be doing. It's going to involve Blender. I know that much. I spent a lot of time yesterday working on Speedy, but I finally figured out how to do him, so I think we're good with that. That would just mean that I need to go back and redo every single model that I have ever done. I'm not going to do that right now. I simply will not. That's insane. So instead, I'm going to go through some enemy models and make sure that they've all got rigs. And the ones that do have rigs, I'm going to make sure they're properly colored. They have good textures. We're going to go back over some of John Vera's models as well. Going to take care of all that. So it's a big boring day that we're going to be having. Sorry, everybody. The excitement left the building. I'm kidding. That's a terrible way to sell your stream. Hey, what's going on, Cryogenic? It's a whole new world we live in. Pokemon Johto. Pilgrim Journey says yep. Yep to what? I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad you guys were able to join us on the journey, the adventure of a lifetime. Or one of the many adventures you take on your lifetime. Let's hope. Otherwise, that's pretty sad. I'm sorry that things turned out for you that way. Anyway, let's get to business. Okay, so okay, you only see one of the screens at a time. I just realized that. Let's go ahead and fix this miss image slideshow. Turn that off. Alright. So I was working recently on doing some text. Darn it. Really? Really? Okay. Apparently the spacebar changes between shots. I didn't know that. Now I know that. Oh, thank you very much, Pilgrim Journey, for letting me know that the sound was working, because sometimes I don't be knowing. I can't hear it until I actually go and listen to it. So, that's not the thing I wanted to show you today. I'm going to go ahead and hit save on this thing for right now. She needs a lot of work, but the work that she needs, I don't know. It's mostly rigging stuff and like making sure that her arms and stuff move at the right time. There's your weird little sister. It's the weirdest thing in the world, though. I have giantified all of my models for some reason, because if I were to go alt scale on this thing, that is how big Fiona actually is, my original one. So this is like, I guess, the new standard. My models are going to be about this large when I make them. I guess. It's an odd thing to notice. But that's not even the same as even the character models that I work for the game project. Anyway, save that, close it, come back to that some other time. Should be there, right? Yeah, okay. Yet another screen, and we'll go up to, this is something I was working on. Material. A pose for Amy here. But it's just, I don't know, it's too bright. When you go to rendered mode, it's entirely too much yellow on her. And I think that's because it's coming from one source. If I put that behind her, it would probably look better. Oh, yeah, no. It's pointing outward like that. Hit that X button a little bit. I don't really know. It looks better before because it was better lit. In any case, this is just me doing a pose for Amy for a thing that I'm working on. Yep. Your sound is working as you go. Twin sisters. Yep, I guess twin sisters are the most loose. They were paternal twins. Or maternal twins. They shared a womb with that, like nothing else. Okay. No, fraternal twins is... Would that be sororital? Because, no, you know what? If they're both female, they're still paternal twins. I guess. Usually, it's like a brother and sister that happen to be a... Let's not get into it. It's not important. So, like I said, I'm probably going to be working on a lot of rigging today. Rigging for character models. I'm going to have to come back and do the, what's it called? The update for every character model. In fact, that actually might be more important. I'm just afraid of doing it because, holy crap, it's a lot of work. What I'm talking about, if you guys don't know, is last week I was working with the Bean model that Vera had done, and I decided then, for some reason, to redo the way that what I'm trying to say, to reassess the way in which I work with the eyes. Since we're gonna move away from working in Unity to do our animations for characters, like for cutscenes and stuff, I wanted to make it a smoother process, something that would be easier when people work in Blender. And this is something that I should have done a long time ago, but I never really thought about it. But that means that instead of doing UV project to get the eyes to work, which is a complicated process by which I parent the texture on the character here, in some way parent it to an object like this empty, and then I control the empty via a bone on the rig, which does that to some good results. I've been doing this ever since I learned how to do it, right? This is a years old technique that I've been using, and replacing that whole process with something more akin to what we did last week with not Bean, but he made Speedy, the Speedy model, where the texture is then controlled entirely by the bones, and I don't have to worry about these little things, because a lot of the time when you bring in a character model to a new scene, they bring a lot of stuff with them, these objects included, but then there's like a whole bunch of other things that are just like hidden. I don't want them and I don't need them in the scene, and they can't be removed, and a lot of the time they're these little artifacts, these little shapes that I use to create the shapes for the bones. And they go everywhere the model does, even if you delete them off the thing. So, less of those I have, the better. Yet I can't touch them, because Fraternal twins, thank you very much, Piddling Jenny. Anyway, so the goal for today would therefore be working on... I wanted to work on rigs. You know, these types of rigs. And do the eyes and all that kind of stuff. No, not the eyes. That was a secondary thought that I had. What I wanted to do today was make sure all the little enemy types had rigs, and that's what I'm going to focus on today. So we're going to go ahead and hit the save button on this thing. We're gonna open up something else. We're gonna open up a another object, an enemy type. That kid is just tearing things up out there. Oh, I'm not playing any music. I just realized that. Hello, Rocketeer Raccoon. Welcome back to the Variable Productivity live stream. Glad to have you here. What's up? What's good? How you doing? Excellent. Well, I'll wait for you to respond before I say that. Because what if it ain't good? I don't know. Anyway, what was I going to do? I was going to try to play some music, wasn't I? Something soft, and I'm not going to take requests at this point, but let's see here. I don't know. Duty free. Probably that terrible sounding stuff. Why not? Turn that way down. I don't like it. That's particularly egregious. You guys can't hear me, right? I mean, that's something that was confirmed by Pilgrim Journey a while ago. I don't know. What else is there? Music. That is not boring. Something that'll just sit in the background. And nobody cares. Here we go. Perfect. I don't like it personally, but whatever. It's not about me. It's not about me. I'm fine. Although getting really worried about this Article 13 thing that's been sent all over the internet. I have to confess, I'm just a bit upset. Not to the point that my entire life was devoted to. At least Tomb of Divine Supremacy. I feel you. I can feel that. I understand. You know, just being like, oh, this is my favorite character. Just start focusing on it because, like, no one else seems to care. And it's like, well, who else is going to care if I don't? Well, that's the thing about fictional characters. Nobody needs to. But I do like the character, and I wish that he would show up more places. But I understand market forces and whatnot. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning for that sort of thing is. Other than pure disinterest on the part of people who can do stuff about it. Anyway, the music is drowning me out. That is unfortunate. I must then drown the music, which is weird considering it is not that loud. It was like maybe it's. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's not. It's the OBS setting. Desktop audio is turned all the way up, and it should not be. We'll turn that down to about there. Is that any better? I hope it is. All right. Anyway, I hope you heard the thing that I said, and I don't have to repeat myself. I hate to repeat myself. That is too bad, sir. Your job is to teach and to educate, not be a douche who doesn't repeat himself. Okay, so we've got some enemy types that do not have rigs, like this Battlebird Grunt. He never got a rig when I made him way back when. And he needs one because I'm doing some poses, and obviously we need to do some animations and whatnot with these models. If we don't do that, then, as you can imagine, the world will collapse in on itself, and the apocalypse is gonna start. You guys want an apocalypse? Because this is how you get one. Are there any rigs in here to begin with? Let's just take a look. Let's take a little look. Because I've got all the objects needed to do this, but I don't seem to have a rig. And even if I do have the bean rig, this is the old bean rig. I don't want the old bean rig. This will not do the trick. It's all stripped down and it's not acceptable. We're going to delete that. We'll get a newer rig. I think I'll bring in the rig for the Battlebird Elite Soldier, and then we'll just scale that to fit. So we're going to append something here. We're going to go over to... Now the music is really low, but the important thing is that you can be heard. Alright, I'll turn that up in just a second here. about to there. Ta-ta-ta-ta. Ta-ta-ta-ta. I hope that's better. Now the music is as quiet as I am when I'm not talking, which means it'll cover up any embarrassing nasal sounds that I might make. Let's hope. Alright. Back to work. We were looking for the Battle Bird Elite, and we're going to object, and we're going to bring in his rig. Also, we're going to have to delete a lot of objects out of these scenes because they're just not necessary. I don't know if anyone wants to watch me do that. I'm certain you don't. So that's the Battlebird Elite rig. It's about the same size as this guy is, because the Battlebird Elite and the Battlebird Grunt are the same size. There's no reason to have them be a different size as far as I'm concerned, so we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to whoop. Oh. So, he's at the center. Why in the world is the model that I made not at the center of the scene? Like, what was the thinking behind that, anyway? No. We're going to do this much more scientifically. Possible. Shift S, cursor, do that. Cursor to selected. Then we're gonna go ahead and boomity boom and bangity bang and do the whole thing. Now this is Shift Alt Control C. Whoa. Okay. Right. This is how we're gonna do this. Selected. And then we're gonna move it all. We're gonna get all these guys. But first, this guy. Shift Control Alt C. I mean, these hotkeys are not hotkeys anymore. They're like these commands you have to enter in the blender. They're all over the place. Geometry to origin to 3D cursor. Move that down there. Shift Control Alt C. Because otherwise I have to go to object and then transform and then origin to 3D cursor, which is, I guess, not much more work. It's just, if you know a shortcut, why not take it? Shift Control Alt C, and I don't hit all these buttons. Control Alt C. You can't do that with these guys. They're not objects technically. But all these guys have the same origin, which means that I can move this, Control cursor selected, and grab all these objects just at the same time. Make sure everything gets moved over. And go Shift Control, no, Shift S, no, Control, yeah, Shift S, I was right the first time. Selection to cursor. Boom, and they're right over there, this thing. Select the cursor, and move it up. I don't even know if I want to keep these eyes. They're not useful for anything. Okay. So yeah, like I told everybody, so that no one would be surprised, today is going to be kind of a drag. It's not going to be that much of a drag. It's going to be productive. That's the point of this stream, is to be productive in a variable sense. Going back and forth between levels of usefulness. Really earning my keep here on the project. Which of course I know I'm doing. It's just I feel oftentimes that I'm not getting much done. Go to the cursor, scale this thing down. Ah, interesting. So that just needs to be edited in this X-ray mode, and then back this a little bit. You guys can still hear me, I hope, yes? I have very much to say. Lol, no. Alright, not all the bones are visible. nice. Very simple rig that we're going to be doing here. Not much is going to change with this guy. Excellent. It's good to see you here, Fox. Welcome to the Variable Productivity live stream where I work sometimes and play all the time. Trying on new taglines. How do you like it? Not good? I understand. We'll keep working on it. We'll keep shopping it. We'll see what the folks like back at home. Alright, let's do this. And this is what I'm here to do, is just do a little maintenance on these models, because I started working on this guy months ago, and I haven't touched him since. He's just been sort of floating in the wind because he wasn't important. And at some point I'm going to go back through and do all of these models, make sure everybody's got the proper stuff going on. Also these objects, he's got to go, man. These objects, man. I can't touch them because I don't know what came with this stuff and what didn't. Root shape. Really, there's another one, huh? Okay. Why are there like 1,000 versions of everything and I don't want it? You know, it's just no good. Just delete these. I don't need them for anything. Here. You're loud and clear, my friend. Article 13. Oh, yeah, right. Article 13. It's often referred to as the anti-meme bill. This is a United... No. An EU resolution, I believe. I don't know if it still affects the UK, though. And, it's like one of those copyright things where instead of being able, I'm not entirely certain about it, but if you looked it up, I think Pilgrim Journey, you'd be able to find more about it than what I can tell you. But the idea essentially is that companies like YouTube and Google and other entities that people share media, pictures, that kind of stuff, will be liable for the media that is actually, like, shared. So if I have a picture with Shrek, say, in it, and I'm like, Shrek, something like, get out of my swamp, and I made a meme out of it, the meme text thing, then perhaps Facebook or even Twitter, I'm not sure, YouTube, I think specifically, is the one that's going to get hit by this, making jokes about Shrek or whatever. YouTube as a company is liable for each time a copyright of DreamWorks SKG is wants to, like, make a claim on a video or something like that. So the company is liable every time a video with some of DreamWorks' material, let's say, is shown that it's not their video, and they could copyright claim that, and then the company could be sued. And YouTube is not going to take on any of that because they're like, no. So what they'll probably end up doing is banning certain media from being uploaded, or keep certain creators on YouTube from doing things, from uploading anything, unless you absolutely own whatever you make. Like 100% of your content has to be your content. I mean, that would hurt people like me too if I lived in the if I lived in the UK, or if I lived in the European Union at all, which I do not. But I'm pretty sure that if it's a corporate thing, right? And if it benefits corporations in Europe, there's no way that corporations in America won't go like, well, why don't we just do that here too? They're making money off of it. I like money. I don't care about people's freedom of expression. I would like it if they didn't express themselves in any other way than giving me money. So we're going to go ahead and adopt this rule. So that's what Rocketeer Raccoon is talking about. Does it make sense? I might not be right, so that's the thing. Go ahead and check my math on that one. Make sure that I'm not leading you astray. because I don't know a whole lot about it. I haven't really been paying it too much attention, unfortunately, so I can only tell you so much. But it's not great. It's not that it's wrong or anything like that. Create your own, like... It's like you can't use anything that you like, say, like, it's like, what if I want to make a review about a video game or something like that? I can't very well not mention it or not show video clips or something like that, right? I can't just, like, leave it out of my my video review of this content. And why shouldn't I be, as a consumer or a person or creator on YouTube, be allowed to utilize certain images, you know, if it's for, like, you know, if it's under the Fair Use Act, and I'm not trying to, like, monetize it, like, hey, look, no, I made this thing, like, you know, this is a Sonic the Hedgehog review, but I also created Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm trying to make money off it that way. No, that's not what anyone's talking about. You're not gonna get it if the company doesn't want to do it. It's restrictive, and it's like they're not, like, you know, we're just not gonna let you have it, because if you paint us in a bad light, we don't want that. Like, they want to have complete control over the way something is perceived. A company might, like, say, Apple, or like just a company out of a hat that may not do this, but, you know, imagine if they did. Like, you know, some people in fact have done this. Some private, like, small filmmakers, that kind of stuff, they can't accept criticism. They don't like it. There's a couple of movies like that. I forget the name of this thing, but it's like this really bad movie that came out a while ago. And this guy would actively go after anyone who reviewed it or talked bad about it, and he would have their videos taken down. Like, you know, and he would cite something that wasn't necessarily true. Like, you know, it's like, this is a personal attack, or you know, and it's just like, it's bad. It's bad. So I would look into both sides of it, Pilgrim Journey. I don't 100% understand everything about it, like I've said before, but it's a whole deal. I think probably. Boo hiss on Funicle 13. Well, Fox, I don't know. Maybe you can go and tell them what's what. You can travel over there to, where do they have the EU? Belgium, something like that. Anyway, and tell them what's going down. You, like, you know, no, you're gonna do what I tell you. Who are you? I'm Fox Cordova 17, and I say this is a bunch of malarkey. They're like, okay, well, you can leave now. It's like, all right. Excuse me. Control P. With automatic weights. Automatic weights. Nope. Control Shift, Control Z. Become a little too easy to get this stuff done. Now that I'm complaining. I don't intend to work very hard. I mean, I do intend to work where I need to. It's just like, why work harder when you can just be smarter about the process? Oh, yeah. So there's going to be issues there. Okay. How is this? just like, how in the world did the hand do that? Like, that doesn't seem to make any sense. Alright. A lot of intersecting vertices here.
They say you're only young ones, but we live for it, we die for it, we live for forever. They say you're only young ones, but we live for it,
Oh.
we live for it, we live for forever.
Well, that's problematic. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Once again, Rotolis 2 offering you the most entertaining 6 hours of your life. Look at this. Look at all of this wonderful stuff I'm doing. Hey, what's going on, Katon? Welcome to the Variable Productivity live stream. How are you doing? What's good? You good? I'm good. You good? Anyway, just doing a little bit of work today. I know, a strange concept for me. So wait. Alright, so there's a lot of things wrong with this particular binding. Not the least of which is that I don't like the way it looks. Oh, it's terrible. This Europop stuff is odd. To be honest with you there. Can I just be honest and speak my truest soul? This music is weird and written by people who do not typically speak English. Nothing wrong with that, it's just very noticeable. So we're gonna do this. Should I work on something more interesting? Probably, yes. What that would be, I don't know. Not the slightest clue. There we go. Really? Oh, apparently I don't have the X-Ware turned on here. That's unfortunate. Songs about? Don't worry about what these songs are about. They're not about anything. They're just a bunch of words stacked on top of each other to play against some EDM. I mean, come on. This music is garbage. I'm sorry. That's not an acceptable thing to say. This is music from another culture, right? No. I mean, it is technically. It's out of this world. Written by people who are like, this is what human music sounds like, you guys. No, seriously, this is what they play. I mean, it's very ageist. Have you ever thought about that? What about old people? You think they can get into this culture? Like, not at all. There is no onboarding process for the aged. It's weird that I'm making this point right now, but think about it. We're only young once, but we live for forever. How? Don't worry about it. Stop asking me questions. I cannot answer them. And I don't want to either. If I knew the answer, I wouldn't tell you because I'm spiteful. Alright, let's see here. So this is a Battlebird Grunt. Little mook dude. I don't know. We're going to put him in stuff, make him more interesting. And actually, to be honest, I only call the other one Elite just because he looks a little bit different. But nobody told me to get rid of this guy, so it's like, well, either there's only going to be one type or there's going to be a variation, but there's currently no plans to make them do anything different. I don't know. Maybe the Battlebird Elites punch you and this guy uses a gun. These guys are ranged and the other guys are like brawlers, which is odd, but whatever. Why not? Maybe they have guns you can take from them and then just shoot them with it. That might be fun. Gameplay loops. We're in the works establishing them. We'll get it. We'll get it though, you guys. I'm serious. Like, you know, we're gonna lick this thing together as a family. No, that's not acceptable. I don't like that. Just leave it the way it is. Oh, this is an interesting problem. Doesn't seem to have a solution. Why is it not bending with it? Oh, it wasn't working because I didn't move it there. That's better. Well, that probably changes a lot of things, doesn't it? Alright, looking okay-ish. What shall I work on now? I guess I'll work on some more of those renders I was doing earlier, because why not? I'll come up with some textures for this guy later. Alright. Alright, this dude does have a gun, doesn't he? And I made it specifically for him, didn't I? Maybe this guy has the gun. Yeah, like I said. Pretty good, Fox. About to make myself some food. Oh, cherry pie for me today. Oh, look at you eating more cherry pie and rubbing it into everybody's face. Good on you. This is how the other half lives, I guess. The Fox Cordova half. I'm kidding, of course. Enjoy your pie. You have earned it for all of your pie-related work. Sort of like the little bendy finger things for. I like them because it makes it easier for them to wrap fingers around things.
I feel like I fought all my life for this. This one part, this one third, I've always missed.
I'll deal with this later.
No, just don't let it go. I started the fight, but now I'm losing. So will I fall
Recent.
again? I'm scared of heights, yet it was me who
Work on some renders that I was working on earlier. We're trying to get some animators on this project here, and I had a plan to make a picture. It could have been much simpler than what I'm doing, and probably this is going to be something else anyway. But we're going to do some recruitment at some point to get some people on the project to help us with animations. I know Packers was talking about that recently, and I need to read his message about it just to kind of get caught up. Anyway, this is like more of an awareness building thing, more than anything. Yeah. Nothing. That means it might be very strong. If I was smart, I named it. Yeah, I did. Good. Knuckles body, Knuckles eyes, Knuckles eye left, Knuckles hat.
Oh, I can't forgive, can't forget myself. The peace that I'm missing, it kills me inside. I need help, oh please give me back. This one part, this one that I'm sorry I lost it.
No, I let my weapons fall. I'm drowning in the fears, and now I know that I will fall again and let it go, but I can't stop to love.
So I'm doing some posing for a render. Like I told you guys, this is gonna be a odd stream today. That's odd. You request only one song and that's it? Is that true, Tomb? What song do you request so that I can say no? What do you think? What are you thinking, man? Long-time friend of the show, everybody. Tom. Wow, this is not... What is going on with it? Oh, I know what's happening. That's why, because of this. I was about to say what happened, man. That doesn't even seem like a real word. Okay, let's try that. My castle done. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's let it begin. Video shows what obnubilation means. A clouding of consciousness, the act of or operation of making dark or obscure. Well, that's interesting. Let's play it. No? Not gonna play anything?
Obnubilation. The clouding of consciousness. The act or operation of making dark or obscure. O-B-N-U-B-I-L-A-T-I-O-N.
Oh, these guys read their dictionary. Alright. How does I actually play this song? It's got 52 views. Who made this? It came out in 2017. Alright. Careful. It's perfectly loud enough. Okay. This from the person who was worried about me being drowned out before. Well, how the tables have turned now that we want to hear the obnubilation. You get more out of the beginning of this song than you do out of the actual words, but let's see if this guy can be heard at all. We'll look up the words now that here. Okay. Now, save this. What did I want to do, actually? I'm trying to... Was that all of my character models that needed to be rigged? Let's just go ahead and take a look through there. Let's just see. Let's go back to enemies. Pretty loud. I bet you this stuff is going to be copyright claims. Last week, I didn't have it. Well, I did, actually. We'll have to look into it. Anyway. What else is there? Yeah, Frostbite, Goose Mac, Anger Mac, Blender. No, everyone's got a rig. It's just that these guys can color. So So what we're going to do is we're going to finish working on the colors for these guys. Maybe work on some textures that might work out. I'm not sure. We'll reconvene. We'll talk to Vera FX. We'll do that. This guy. He needs some work. Anyway. Let's hit him with some materials here that are a little bit different. Hey, good. That happened. Now we have listened to the Obliator. The world is a brighter or darker place, actually, as described by the song itself. Let's see, what else can we listen to? Something simple. Something clean, maybe. I don't know. 10 OST. Go back to my old things, you know, the stuff that I like listening to. There we go. Maybe at some other point. I think I've played Kingdom Hearts far too often on this channel. Not that I have a problem with that, but maybe someone will be like, this guy doesn't have any ideas for music, does he? I want to show that I'm more eclectic than that. You know what I'm saying? I got more range or whatever. Anyway, back to work, because I came here to do things on the VPL that were not related to pictures. I mean, to music. It's all about this duck here. I'm going to work on his materials. His rig will come later, I think. We're just going to go to material here. He's a bit drab, you know? I think this was like a first draft. But I don't know what color to make him, to be honest. We'll just start with trying to make him look a little more lustrous, I guess. And then we'll do some things here. A little work on this guy. So we're going to go to mixed shader. Put a little Fresnel on there. I don't know. Maybe one of those times you can try something else, but that doesn't look right. No, it doesn't. Maybe give him some color on those wings. Maybe make them red. It's odd. Like, these are Battlebird colors, right? That's a quest. That's something that I can look into. Is that a badnik or an actual goose? It's a little bit of both. I was making a jokey joke. No, I know you're making a jokey joke. Pilgrim Journey, I can tell. You're up here just cracking wise every chance you get. I know. I know! I know who I'm dealing with. By now, I ought to. I should ask what the color scheme should be for this guy. I'm thinking purples and, maybe not purple. Just a second here. Let me see. Ask Vera himself if he's even online right now. He's probably asleep or at work. Anyway. Hey. Did you have a particular our color scheme in mind for the battle. No. For the goose mech. I asked the question. We'll see what happens, eh? Anyway, he reflects light better now, but he doesn't look quite like he's made out of anything in particular. This might be a time to take a look at some brushed steel materials, perhaps. I don't want him to look too real. He's supposed to look like a cartoon character in the game. So, that's the thing. I don't want him to look like 100%. Oh, look at this guy. Look at what we're doing here. It's like, no. We need to make him look like a bad guy from Tails Adventure or a Badnik. So we're going to look online real quick. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know about this. So this is a concept that might be useful. Let me take a look at that. Goose Mech overview, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Oh, this is from Sonic 2. I see. Thank you very much, Fox Cordova, for sending me that. He's just supposed to be that color. And also, what? Goose Mecha. Master Robot of Sky High Zone. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 8-bit. Is a large robotic goose that hides in the clouds built by Dr. Robotnik. So he's supposed to be large? I didn't realize that. I thought it's a Game Gear game, though. So he's big and he shoots fireballs. But he doesn't really have a color scheme. On his neck, at least. But you only ever see his neck. Goose Mech. This is odd. Because, like, let's do... So let me show you guys on screen what I'm looking at here. Display capture. This is the Goose Mecho. This is the reference that, Vera... Or John Vera, did for, John Rivera. Oops. Or Vera FX. So, that's the thing, right? It's just these two images, and it is white. And it's like, well, that's... And it's got, like, those the little beak there that's orange. Currently, that's what I have already. But he should be white and not gray. So that might be something we can work on. Maybe. I can get my hands on that. The split area. Go to UV image editor, go to material here, and we just start painting this buddy up, you know what I'm saying? Let's open up that textures that we have for this guy. Just start hitting him with these colors. We'll just go to texture mode, texture paint. See what this does. Texture draw. Go to instead of view, we go to paint. And we'll color the bolt something else, maybe, right? But that one's just sitting out there by itself, but okay. Alright, that's because it's not there. Maybe the inside could be something different, like... thinking maybe like a blue, almost a purplish color on the joints here, but I'm not sure yet. Maybe even black. I like this idea anymore, but it's the idea that I have. Hey, no pomelo. It's Lamely. I thought it was something else. Idea. No. Not okay. We'll do that. Do you recall when someone on the chat spammed emojis? I don't. When did that happen? Let's not do that anymore. Emojis are not fun or cool. I mean, I don't know why people keep doing that sort of thing. Like, hey guys, emojis, right? You guys remember emojis? Remember the emojis? Oh. They were so funny, man. Ooh. Interesting where he puts these things to be colored at. Let me keep this. Maybe we'll do it the same color there. So we'll just... feel like the right color. Maybe red. I keep wanting to default to this red thing. Maybe that's a little too ornate, though. That's the thing. I like the idea of him being like white instead of gray, kind of like he is in the picture there. But what color should this little bolt be? It's not a part of the original image, so I don't know. What are good goose colors? He shoots fire, right? What if they're just blue? What if they're just the same color blue as his eyes? Haven't tried that, and we should, because I don't know. I feel like that would work. Let's do ahead and do it. Let's goose it! Cool if they change colors, but they're bolts. Why would they change color ever? Blue and white. Maybe if his head was white. So the what's the little under part there will be what color? I guess purple. No. I know what I want to do. Let's take a look at that picture again. No particular color difference. Idea. Now just do it all white. Not sure what I'm gonna do here with these eye socket areas. I don't know about this. Nah. He's not a chicken, he's a goose. Would you rather have a goose that spits out fireballs or that lays golden eggs? Well, that's a great question. Well, see, Fox, if I had a goose that laid golden eggs, I could buy a goose that spits out fireballs. So, I think I'll go with the latter there. I'll get the goose that lays golden eggs. Or failing that, I'll just have a lot of money. And then I will single-handedly devalue all of the world's gold reserve in about 2 to 3 years. Because that goose is going to lay a lot of golden eggs. Thank you. Does this goose lay bombs? That might be interesting. But I don't like the white on white. It's too repetitive. This is like a bunch of weird colors coming together that maybe shouldn't be coming together like this. I'm not sure. don't know. Someone will have to tell me they don't like the color scheme. I'm going to save... Well, I already messed that up, but I can always re-download it at some other point. Can't I? One of my favorite themes right here. Orange theme. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, he's cool. We'll hit this with white. Well, actually, I've changed my mind. Hey, whoa! Is that an enemy for the game? Yes, it is. This is the Goose Mech. I'm doing some textures. Vera FX is the guy who made the model at first, but I decided to go over him a little bit with some texturing. Give him a little, you know, a little color there. I've been doing alright, Admiral. How have you been? I've been working with a few colors here, and maybe purple could go here. Are you doing pretty good? That's good to hear. It's a nice robotic goose. I don't know about nice, Fox Cordova. He is meant to try to set tails on fire in this game, but I guess for a given value of nice, the Battlebird Armada seems to like him. I don't know. No. That looks bad. We're not doing that. No. Take it back. Take it all back. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, the High Roads theme. Yeah. I like this song. Final Fantasy X. My game. Sometimes. Is that alright? That looks bad, actually. Wait a minute. You're listening, it would look good. Getting my creative juices back. Oh, I see. Yes, Fox Cordova needs to sit out in the sun. That way his creative juices will flow back into him until he becomes the creative juice man. Yes, absolutely. That's all that way for a really bad joke. I'm sorry, everybody. No, purple. I don't like purple. I've decided against purple as the color for his eye sockets. But I don't want it to be white, because that doesn't seem to fit either, so we'll think about it. Save image. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. In fact, maybe gray works fine for this. Have you thought about that? Maybe gray works some places? Okay, sure, but what about his eyebrows? What color are his eyebrows in the image there? Doesn't have any eyebrows. Excellent. Okay. Maybe they'll be just black. color should those be? They should be either blue, like the other feathers he's got. In fact, that's the color they need to be. There's no question about that. So let's just bring that down here. Drinking. How about black? Black for what exactly? Admiral Snack Bar. Which part were you referring to? Please let me know in the comments. Hey. Let's ride a chocobo. Let's ride a chocobo. Let's ride a chocobo. Let's ride it all night. And hey, let's go. We'll hit the high road and we'll ride all night and party every single day. You and me, we can do what we want. Oh, no, 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 no. The part that you had purpley, the part where you had the purple coloring it. Okay, you're talking about the eye sockets. Well, maybe. That could work. I don't want to do too much to, because there's already black around his rings there. But we can give it a try. Hey. Let's ride a chocobo. 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 Let's ride a all like that. Boom, 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 boom. You don't know Admiral Snack Bar. Well, that's fine. We'll go ahead and get a look. You are doing that, don't you? It's just such a big space. To have it that color is very overpowering, I think. But we're going. That's been like how it's been for every color, except for gray. So I'm thinking if it's not black, then I might leave it gray. Save image. Maybe. You like it? Not bad. It's not bad. Let's ride a chocobo. Let's ride a chocobo. Hey, let's. So black down. His body needs to be white. There's no doubt about that. We'll just go ahead and hit that real quick. Let's ride Yo Gubble. Well, that's not what I said. It's like, that's the Chocobo theme that just played, Chocobo theme from Final Fantasy X. And in my mind, when I used to play that game when I was a kid, that song would just play on loop every time you were on a Chocobo. When you were on the Calm Lands. The Calm Lands were huge, so you needed to use the chocobo to get around. So like it was like really no other reasonable way of moving through that area. So like I devised a song, and that's the song that I came up with a while ago. and it's just stuck in my head. Every time I hear that song, I gotta sing the Chocobo song, and it's Let's Ride a Chocobo, not Let's Ride a Gubble. But you were close. For not knowing the context of any of it, not a bad guess. Yeah, I made up the lyrics. There's nothing to mishear. It's just nonsense. Don't you worry about that, eh? So yeah, like I said before, this stream is not likely to go on for very long. We're going to focus mainly... This is what I'm... Ooh, why is it like that? What happened to the color here? Yeah, alright, I see. Didn't catch that. Well, I'm not going anywhere, so you might as well get used to me. Let's hit that with a little bit of black there. Why not? And this inner part here is going to be purple. I figured that's what that would be, so get that what did I do with it? Oh, right, it's here. That's not right. No, that'll be white. This will be black at the rim there. Let's see colors. I'm gonna go. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. I've learned a little bit about texture painting and keyframe animating recently. I just love artistic stuff, you know. Well, that's good. Good to keep yourself occupied with the artistics stuff. I got you though. It's a trip, man. It's a lot of work, though. That's the thing, you know. Save image. How do I feel about that? Is that better? Is that what I wanted? There's already hints of purple in there. I get you, like an artistic. I mean, it's just like I never would have considered myself an artist before. I guess everyone's got it in them, right? I never used to work on artistic. I mean, I guess I used to always do stuff. I used to draw a lot. I never imagined I'd be working in Blender. In fact, before I started working in Blender, I would work in AutoCAD. It was for work and school projects. Not work, but school projects mostly. And I found out I really liked doing that kind of stuff. It was okay. Thank you very much for sharing. It was not bad as an instrumental. Have a good time though. Talk to you later, Toon. I'm gonna be leaving soon too. I think I'm gonna finish working on these textures here, and then we're gonna move to the next thing that I gotta do, which is not this stream. Color his legs. Shouldn't they also be like the same color? With white here. Right, his little cylinder parts of his body, but the legs should definitely have a similar color, right? Let's get that. Let's make that larger. There's a very strong urge to color in the lines here, but then, you know, you realize that that's not going to matter very much. As long as you don't go into the other lines, it should be fine. But that's the problem. If they're the same exact color as his... And the thing, this character didn't have feet, you know? But if going off of this image... its feet are gray. I don't know, man. This is all very confusing. Well, if we ruin this, then there's always, we can always go back and try to fix it later. Maybe if that was purple, you know, instead of black. tail feather almost, so we'll just hit that with this. Get that blue. I think I'm going to call this thing the next couple of minutes here. I feel like I've gotten about as much as I can do done today right now. Not because I got things that I need to do tomorrow today. It's not the color that I wanted. Was it? I think it was. I did that on purpose. I imagine seeing the goose mech doing a little dance with the foot sticking out. You're not wrong. He's kind of in like a dancing mood. Look at him. It's really well made, though. Those segments. I don't know, there's something about it. The interior should be purple, right? That was a thing. get anymore. What is this a part of? Probably the inside of the thing, isn't it? Bet you it is. Yep. Yeah, I'm painting that. It doesn't matter. Who cares what color that is? Why is it with it? Well, that's just how we put it there. Whatever. There it is. Alright, it's not a circle because it was really never meant to be focused on at all, so we're just gonna do this interior. Maybe purple on the inside of that. Well, no. Yeah, who cares? Give up on that. That's not important. Alright. What is going on here? Why is that like that? Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just white because that's the color of it. Save image. Alright. Potential recolor. I don't know what color to make these eyebrows. I don't think I should make them any color. I think that's the way they should look. Shout out to VFX for the goof map. Oh yeah, you know, he did a good job. Considering it's based on like almost no drawings at all. forgot to put special bones in there. There were special shapes for these bones. I never colored this, did I? No, I did not. Should be some color, right? Ugh, I don't know. Yeah, better FX. Not currently in the chat, but he is currently always somewhere. Alright. I think that's going to be it for today, honestly. It's the shortest VPL we've ever had. But I am tired. And I need food. I haven't eaten yet. These are things that are mitigating factors in the stream sometimes. And I do want to extend a thank you to VeraFX, our wonderful modeler who made this cool Goose Mac design. And the team and everyone who came out today, thank you all for coming. I've been Rhodalus. You've not been Rhodalus, but you've been something far greater. You have been that's a terrible way to end it, but you've been wonderful. All right.